And now, a guy who you can see knocking around San Francisco in the Bay Area, writing for the Marina Times, always cranking out those columns. He talks movies. He talks TV. And he comes and goes on a rainbow. It's Michael Snyder, everyone.
Hey, good morning, everyone out there in electronic digital land. And I have it under good authority that Nikki Maduro curses like a sailor, both on and off the air. I hear.
Does Nikki have that in her?
No. Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Maybe it's not as good an authority as you thought.
No, maybe I'm right. I defer to you, Kim. Anyway, hey, listen, I want to start off by letting everyone know that contrary to rumor, I am not going to be doing a sex toy consumer report segment called Smash It With Your Silicon Rod.
How dare you? Smash
it with your iron rod.
Hit that like button.
Silicon, a little softer, a little more gentle.
I got it.
Anyway, oh my God. Election day's coming up, and I want people to vote their conscience.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know, I've already voted, and I got notification via email from the California Director of Voter Fraud. I have no idea what it is. Somebody sent me an email. It could have been you, Mark.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
But November's here. One quick note. You know, Halloween in San Francisco is so much fun, and I hit a lot of clubs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I ran wild and stuff. But in Los Angeles, my friend Jill, J-Flo, as we like to call her, knocked it out of the park with her Halloween costume. On Monday night, she donned a comic book accurate Batgirl costume, which I found really detailed and very much like the image of Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Batgirl, from the 60s and 70s, only she wore a sash across her costume that said $90 million. And
that's a reference. Explain that reference.
Right. Either you get it or you don't. Anyway.
But no, explain it, though.
She's more than a superhero.
Yeah.
The Batgirl movie that was painstakingly shot and, put together for HBO Max and Warner Brothers.
It cost them $90 million.
Cost them to this point. I don't think they had gone into full post-production. And the new head of Warner Discovery, this horrible merger monster that has cut so many different creative endeavors and spiked them, essentially. This guy's a bean counter. He's clearly an empty suit. Anyway, they killed the Batgirl movie, even though they had already spent $90 million on it. And, Jill's commentary on how corporate think by soulless bean counters can pee all over creatives it wasn't lost on me. Either you get it or you don't get it. But a few people on Santa Monica Boulevard, where she went to fight crime, she was out there fighting crime.
You can be pretty busy. But I also think that in a show business town, probably that's even more. That's terrific. You should send that to me and I'll post it.
I will.
These media mergers, I've said it before, there's nothing good that emerges from them. Nothing good at all. And they steamroll the creative process, and you've just identified one instance. I have very little time. I'm anxious to hear from you. Get it going, Michael Snyder.
I shall do so. We have a few movies we want to talk about because anything other than talking about the Warriors right now, Armageddon Time, with a title inspired by a song from the punk rock band The Clash, is something new but old insofar as it's a fictionalized memoir from one of my favorite contemporary filmmakers, James Gray, who was the guy that made The Yards, a crime drama about an ex-con who takes a job at the New York City train yards. The Immigrant, a very dark film about the experiences of a Polish woman in New York during the early 1920s. And my favorite of them, We Own the Night, which is about a family torn between law enforcement and the gangster life again in New York City. The gritty tenor of those movies can still be felt here and there in Armageddon Time, but this seems like a far more personal movie for Gray. It's a smart, sensitive look at growing up in the New York area suburbs during the early 80s Reagan years. You remember Ronald Reagan?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Reagan.
So very much about the Reagan times. And not only is this a coming-of-age story about a sensitive kid named Paul, whose parents are assimilating first-generation American Jews, it's a look at the tragedy that's implicit in the anti-Semitism, racism, and classism that all still dog American society right now. Despite all the supposed strides we've made, these are still issues that bedevil us, you know. I certainly recognize my mother and father and grandparents in the people on screen, too.
Oh, really?
I got to say.
Yeah.
And Anne Hathaway plays mom. Jeremy Strong plays dad, and Anthony Hopkins is the beloved grandfather, and they were all letter perfect in this movie. And it's actually anchored by an impressive performance by a young actor named Michael Banks Repeta. He plays Paul. Some are going to call this thing scattered due to its episodic nature. Others may call it self-indulgent in its moments of sentiment and overly familiar in its generational clash between parents who want their child to take a certain path to success that isn't what the kid is designed to take. So there's that push and pull going on as well. He's the sensitive artist type, pubescent. Anyway, the scattershot approach is more reflective of life, a series of moments. The sentiment is never baldly sentimental, and the family conflicts are timeless and moving, even though it does intermittently trade on nostalgia for the period, the emotional heart, and the sociological elements that basically drive Armageddon Time assure its relevance, and it's in theaters. This guy, James Gray, makes great movies.
Wow. So you like it in theaters. Okay.
I did.
What else do you have?
Let's see what else is on the docket, as we like to say.
Yeah.
Another good film. How about this?
Wow.
Causeway is an intimate interpersonal drama that serves as a lovely showcase for star Jennifer Lawrence, who kind of plays against type here. She's vulnerable and damaged and drifting as a soldier back from Afghanistan and fighting PTSD as she tries to readjust to civilian life in her hometown of New Orleans. You know, I love New Orleans, and so the setting here was already a mark in favor of the movie. And co-star Brian Tyree Henry is equally wonderful as a burly ball of pain and tenderness. He plays a NOLA garage owner who's been through some serious stateside trauma and tries to keep his angst under wraps. These two lost souls whose differences are palpable, even as they wrestle with certain similar issues, strike up an unlikely friendship, and the way they navigate their problems and confront their respective lingering issues from the past is the essence of Causeway. Director Lila Neusbauer brings us deep into the characters' personal journeys. It's such great work by Lawrence and Henry, makes us care about their individual well-being and their rapport. Lawrence, in particular, gives a restrained but rich performance that has moments of stillness covering up the turbulence below. You know how people try to repress PTSD, some try to, and you can see that going on here. As a result, any true peace that she achieves in the movie seems even more gratifying. Causeway is in theaters and streaming on Apple Plus TV.
Wow, it does sound like an important movie, complex, and palpable, by the way, is a ding word.
Yeah, you know.
Go ahead.
I had to throw that in there. How about some fun? How about some fun where people can gather around the TV like it's an old radio back in the 30s?
I love it.
The entire family can
bring
enjoy.
It on.
Where are my weed smokers at?
No, not that kind of.
The sequel to this surprisingly delightful Enola Holmes, adapted from author Nancy Springer's young adult book series that invented a kind of a plucky, brash younger sister for the great Victorian age detective Sherlock Holmes, is simply entitled Enola Holmes 2, and that's the only pedestrian thing about this brisk, well-appointed period movie, mixing mystery, thrills, whimsy, a frisson of teen romance.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Frisson is like 2 dings, probably.
And a little progressive politics. Yeah. It's first-rate family entertainment. Kim, keep this.
Yeah,
Well,
how about you, Kim?
You turned me on to the first Enola Holmes, and I'm so grateful because it was such a good, like, girl positive type of movie to watch with the family. So I'm really interested in this one. Thanks, Michael Snyder.
Well,
Kim, how are you?
This review is dedicated to Kim McAllister and her family.
Yeah,
anyway,
all right.
Can we do that? Anyway, this is really great family entertainment from Netflix, and it is as charming and sprightly as its young star, Millie Bobby Brown. Precocious Millie, she had the role as the telekinetic pubescent 11 in the sci-fi series Stranger Things, which still has one more season to go. That was her breakthrough, but she's back as Enola, busy trying to set up her own detective agency in the shadow of her increasingly famous big brother, whose acclaim as a detective is in its early days in this movie. If the easy pleasures of these two Enola Holmes movies are any indication, Millie has a franchise of her own in progress, and she's been joined both times by Henry Cavill as the quite proper, ever thoughtful, and insightful Sherlock. Get this, Cavill's been Superman, Napoleon Solo, The Witcher, and now Sherlock Holmes. I mean, what's next for this guy? Robin Hood, Tarzan, James Bond? Come on. The guy's got a corner on the iconic hero market, and he's pretty cool in this. And you get Helena Bonham Carter back, as well as Edoria Holmes, the siblings' proto-feminist mom, and a wacky treat to see, as usual. And the fantastic David Thewlis is here as a nasty police superintendent from Scotland Yard who has no great love for any Holmes. The plot involves Enola solving the disappearance of a girl who was slaving away with other girls in a London matchstick factory while exploring a tentative romance with a handsome upper-crust boy from the first movie. These dire working conditions and the treatment of the era's women give Enola Holmes 2 some substantial snap, and serious elements aside, it's a fun romp that celebrates Sherlock and elaborates on his world and gives us a chance to enjoy Millie Bobby Brown as she rambles further hither and yon on the streets and alleys of the British capital. She's dodging peril. She's saving the day. Directed by Harry Bradbeer, the same guy who did the first film, and he also co-wrote both movies with Jack Thorne. Enola Holmes 2, absolute fun.
Is that out today?
I think Arthur Conan Doyle would probably dig where his original creation has gone here.
It's been, I mean, it evolved, the Sherlock Holmes franchise, to all of these places. It became like an action character, and this seems like it's really cool based on what you're talking about. And Kim loved the first one.
Is that out today?
Sheer fun. Yes, you can watch it this evening.
Yeah.
Where would I watch it this evening, Michael?
Netflix. As I said, this is a Netflix production, and it seems pretty opulent for such a, streaming.
Opulent is definitely a ding word.
Streaming film. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I enjoy you, Michael Snyder, and I wish we had more time. We had a special visit from Pat Thurston. We hope we're going to get her back. We will get her back again. But today it just squeezed us a little bit. But I want to review your reviews.
Okay.
Enola Holmes, you've just said you like it. It's Enola Holmes 2. It's got mystery. It's got twists. It's got turns. Kim liked the first one. Fun for the whole family. Causeway, the Jennifer Lawrence centered PTSD drama. She's a soldier who's returned from fighting. She connects with Brian Tyree Henry. You like that very much. That's in theaters only right now.
True. No. It's on Apple Plus.
Okay, this is my favorite part where I tell you where it is and then you correct me. Yeah. So it's on Apple Plus and in theaters. Is that right, Michael Snyder?
Yeah, okay. That's absolutely correct.
Causeway.
Thank you for paying attention.
That's called Causeway. And Armageddon Time, the James Gray film. You liked it.
He's a hell of a filmmaker.
Wow. You can read Michael Snyder in the Marina Times,
where you can see my treatise and mini reviews on various women who are coming to the forefront as stars in a bunch of current films that are knockouts.
Oh, that's cool. And treatise is a ding word. I am always delighted when you come and visit us. You have good information. We'll talk about Warriors. We'll talk about Niners when you are here next, okay?
You bet.
All right, my friend. He comes and goes on a rainbow. Goodbye, Michael.
See you, everybody.
Bye, Michael.
Well,